Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Kristen. I am your consultant with the parties this week, and I am thrilled to have a couple of our hosts join us live tonight. Some others may be popping in as we get going on, but I did want to go ahead and get started. And if you are watching this in replay, I would love for you to comment below something that you learned or a tool that you liked. Those of us that are on live will be conversing, but if you're watching the replay, if you could comment, I would appreciate that as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And what we're going to make tonight is some Italian meatball burgers. And we're going to be using one of my favorite tools, which is the stand mixer. And Cherie, that's on your wish list, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, good. Then I am glad you're going to get another demo. I know you saw the demo in that party that we just did together, the customer appreciation event, but I did want to show it to you again with another recipe. It's similar, but wanted you to see this. So if in case you didn't know, those of you that are joining in the party, Pampered Chef has electric appliances, and that's something new. If you haven't shopped with Pampered Chef in the last 5 years, that is new to you. And let me tell you, they are all fantastic. We have an air fryer, we have a griddle, we have a cooking blender, we have the Deluxe Stand Mixer, and they are all top notch. And I know, like, you can find these appliances, elsewhere in the market, but let me tell you, Pampered Chef does our research, and we will not come out with a product. We will not put our name on it if we cannot make it better than or do more than what is already on the market. And so I can attest for most of these products, and that I had something else, in the market, and then got my hands on the Pampered Chef one, and it like blows it away. And the stand mixer is one of those. So I did have a KitchenAid in my kitchen for a couple of years, and I loved it. I mean, having a stand mixer really does kind of change your world in terms of how much easier it is to bake things. And I really just loved the convenience of it, and being able to change the settings and this and that. But the thing that Pampered Chef does even better is they have come up with some presets with the stand mixer. So I'm not much of a baker, and I've learned that I really was not a baker prior to. If you have a recipe, for example, that says like cream butter and then go on with the rest of your recipe, I thought I knew what that meant. But not until I used the preset on my stand mixer from Pampered Chef, where I would put my butter and sugar in the bowl, and then I turn the button to cream, and I just push the button, and it knows the exact speed to be mixing that at and the exact time to get a perfect creamed butter. Same thing if there's a whip setting, if you want to do whipped cream, there's a knead setting for kneading bread. And so even if you're not very experienced in baking or, making bread or whatever, you are going to have fantastic results with the stand mixer. So a couple other things that are nice about it from what I've experienced before is the head locks. On my stand mixer, this head does not lock. And I had, unfortunately, I put my finger underneath there when I was moving it once, and that heavy head fell off
Ooh.
my finger, and it hurt like heck. So I like the safety feature that will not fall down on you. And then I had talked about the presets, but you can also adjust this as you go along. So if you want it, if you know what you're doing and you want to do custom settings, you can certainly do that yourself. So anyway, so this comes with a couple of different mixing attachments. You have your whisk, so this would be for making your whipped cream and things like that. Does have a dough hook, so that's your bread making. And the one that I use the most, and the one that I'm going to use tonight, is just our beater here. But what I like is it has the silicone scraper bar on it, so it goes all the way to the edge and scrapes. So if you're creaming butter, you're going to get, the whole bowl is going to be incorporated. If you're making whipped cream, or actually that's going to be with a different one, but whatever you're doing, it's going to go ahead and incorporate everything. So with our recipe tonight, I'm making Italian meatball burgers. So basically I'm making Italian meatballs, but we're going to smush them into burgers, and then top that with some marinara and some cheese. I'm not going to go all the way to the end. I really just wanted to make this a quick demo to show you the stand mixer mainly. But I have in my bowl some hamburger, and I have some Italian sausage, and I have an egg in there so far. And we're going to go ahead and add a few other ingredients to this. And then we're going to let the stand mixer mix this up. So normally, prior to having my stand mixer, I would have used my hands, because I've used other utensils and it just doesn't work. Hands are best when you're doing something like this, for like meatloaf. If you make your own hamburger mix, like add, I don't know, onions and seasonings and things like that. So any of those things like that I just find hands are best. But it's messy and it's cold. And that's the thing, is like my hands just hurt after I used to like mix up my meatloaf mix. So I love that I can do this. This also does other things that are savory. So if you're not much of a baker, it also, you can whip up your potatoes in here. You can make dips with it. So like kind of incorporate like your cream cheese and mayonnaise, and if you added chicken or other seasonings or whatever. So there's all kinds of other things you can do besides baking. So don't feel like, oh, I never bake, or I'm not a baker, I don't need a stand mixer, because that is the furthest from the truth. Everybody needs a stand mixer. Okay, so on with our recipe. It calls for some fresh parsley, which I did not have, but I do have some dried parsley. And the reason mine's in a baggie and not in a jar like from the store is because I do my own dehydrated parsley, cilantro, and some other herbs, because I have the air fryer from Pampered Chef. And one of the settings on that is dehydrate. So anytime I buy fresh herbs, it always seems like I don't use all of them at once. Invariably, you need just a couple sprigs and then you end up throwing the rest away. What I do though is I take all the leaves off the stem, but really I could probably even leave it on the stem, put it in my air fryer on the dehydrate setting, and then I have my dried herbs, put them in a baggie. I could put them in a jar and they last forever. I don't have to worry about them getting bad. And then you have that great taste of fresh, but the convenience of them being dry. So we have that. We're going to go ahead and add some Italian breadcrumbs to this. Scoop that out. And we're going to go ahead and add some Parmesan cheese and a couple different cheese graters. This is probably my favorite for Parmesan cheese. We do have a double-sided grater, that one side is a fine grate like this, and the other side is that farmhouse shred, if you're familiar with that, where it has the big grates. So that's a double grater. That one's a little bit larger to store. So I like how easy this is to store in my kitchen. So with this is my, it's the name in the catalog, if you're looking for it, is a zester. So it would be for your, citrus zesting. You could also you could grate garlic even on here. I'm going to show you a different garlic tool, but you could grate garlic. You can grate up nutmeg, cinnamon, chocolate, all kinds of things with it. And then of course, Parmesan cheese. And you're going to notice it has this little button right here. And this is what it locks into place. So you could use it open. So like if you were grating Parmesan cheese onto your pasta, you could just do it like that. Or you just push this button down and it releases it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand this up on my cutting board and grate with it. And then for storage, you pull the button again and it stores nice and flat. The other thing that's really nice is anything that's sharp from the Pampered Chef is going to have a protective cover. So when it's in your drawer and you're rummaging around looking for things, you don't have to worry about cutting yourself on any sharp blades. So Cherie, do you have any of our cheese graters yet?
I don't. Well,
Okay.
I mean, I have the old one,
You have the rotary one, the one
rotary one. Yes.
yeah,
I have
that's been out of the catalog unfortunately for a long time. But that way, with that one, that was nice. You could act like you were like Olive Garden, and you could put.
Yep. I just grated on top of the
Yeah.
pasta. I don't. Yeah. No, I think that I have a couple of them on my wish list.
Okay, well, good. You'll love them. You will absolutely love
Yeah.
them. Okay, so we just need about a quarter of a cup. I like cheese, so you know what? It's not going to hurt if we put a little extra in there. And I do like these little flexible cutting mats that I'm working on, because you can notice how easily, once you've processed whatever you're chopping, slicing, dicing, whatever, you can just kind of pick that up and shoosh that right into what you're doing. So these are super handy. You get 3 of these in a set, and they're dishwasher safe. They're kind of a little sticky on the back, so they kind of stay put on your countertop. And there's 2 sizes. You're going to see me use a large one here in just a little bit, but set that aside. And then we're going to add garlic. So I talked about, you could take a clove of garlic and you could kind of, zest it on here if you wanted. You could use our garlic press. You probably have that, Cherie, right?
I do. I love it. I've been using it daily.
Everybody has the garlic press. And I have had that, and I've used that in my kitchen for years and years and years. But now I'm kind of getting turned on to a new tool, which is our garlic prep tool. And what it does, so, the garlic press, if you have it, that's fine. It does an amazing job. But if you want like a more mellow flavor of garlic, you're going to want something like this. And the way it works is, it allows you to, I don't know if I can try to get this in the light right. You can dice your garlic with it. I think you can see that, which is what we're going to do tonight. Or you can slice your garlic with it. And then if you don't have the garlic press, you can also, it has this little plate that has little bumps on it. So you could take a clove of garlic and kind of make a paste out of it. And the whole idea is the less you process the garlic, the more mild the flavor is. So if you slice it, it's the most mild, all the way up to pressing it is the most intense. So kind of depends what you're making and how intense you want it. One thing that I really like this for is like for tonight, I'm going to dice it so that you can have like little garlic bites in your food, but not like that hot, like bad breath garlic. It's just going to be a really nice, bite of garlic. Also, if I ever do like an oriental stir fry of some sort where I put oil in my pan and get that hot, and then I want to add garlic to it to kind of infuse the oil. If you do pressed garlic, it has a tendency to burn up too fast because it's such little pieces and that oil's hot. If you do the sliced garlic in that respect, it will infuse that oil with flavor as opposed to burning up. So, a couple ideas to kind of explain what this is all about. Now, with this, you do need to peel your clove of garlic, and guess what? It comes with a little peeler. So that is this little silicone tool here. And all you do is you just take your garlic and you just kind of rub that in there and the skin comes right off. I don't know if that went so fast, you might not have seen it. Let me move the camera a little bit. And then make sure you put the hopper in here to catch your garlic. Then you just put your garlic clove. We're going to do dices, as I said, right there on top. And you just pop that down. And just like that, you have this beautiful garlic. So that
Awesome.
is going to go into our mix. And we're going to do one more. So make sure you can see that. You can kind of hear that little crinkling. Oops, I get 2 cloves of garlic in that one. I thought it was just 1. 2 is better than 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, more garlic. It cannot hurt. And there we go. And I kind of tap that down that way it gets it out of the blade. And there we have a little bit more garlic. That's going to go in there. And then it also comes with this little cleaning brush so that if the garlic does get stuck in there, you can use that to clean. But it's all dishwasher safe. So it's going to go in your dishwasher and get clean. And the other thing too is right around the blade here, this little piece pops off. So you can see how I have some garlic in there. That also pulls that garlic off of that grate there.
Awesome.
So it does make it really easy to clean. Okay, so we set this aside. Whoops. We have some garlic that didn't go in our bowl. We can't have that. Get
No.
all the garlic. Okay. Okay, I think that is all my ingredients. Let me double check. Yep, it is. We're going to go ahead and put our mixer on there. Pop this down. I'm going to turn this to mix. The preset is for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which is like if you're making a cake mix, that's what it always says, like 30 seconds to incorporate it and then 30 minutes at a higher speed. So it's preset for that. But I'm going to go ahead. We only need a minute for this. It's not going to take long. And we're going to do that. And I'm going to pull the camera over here so you guys can see what's going on. And it's starting on speed of 1 that you can see there. And in just a little bit, it's going to ramp up to speed 2 once it kind of starts to incorporate. It always starts slow and then it builds speed. And that way you don't get food flying all over your kitchen. Because nobody wants that, right?
Yeah. Now it comes with, or well, it doesn't come with, but you can purchase one of those. You can purchase one of those lids that go on top of it that has like a spout that you can.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, I'm glad you said that because I forgot to share that. This is sold separately. It's an accessory, but we do have that where you can put it over the bowl and then you have this little chute that you can be adding more ingredients as it's mixing and it doesn't go flying all over the place. So, okay, that's that. That was a minute. How quick and easy. And look at that. I'm not messy. And the other nice thing too is it stops all by itself, which I love because, if you're cooking and you kind of run to the bathroom or something, you can run to the bathroom and it's going to stop when it's done. It's not going to wait for you. But also too, like, if you're, you need to do dishes or you want to start getting the next ingredients together or whatever, you don't have to be babysitting the mixer. So I really, really like that. Okay. So, and by the way, all the blades, the bowl, everything goes in the dishwasher for easy cleanup. So there is our mix all ready to go. And again, my hands are not messy, which I totally like. And then next, let me see where we are in time. We're good. I got a few more minutes here that I'm going to show you. We're going to go ahead and make this into hamburgers. And just a fun little tool that we have is this burger and slider press. And the whole idea is with this little insert, you can make sliders or take the insert out and then you can make your full-size burgers. And it has this little press. So if you're doing the sliders, you're going to use the little end. If you're going to do the burgers, you do the big one. And you're noticing it has this little bump on the end, and you're probably wondering, like, what the heck is that? What that does is it puts a dimple inside your burger or your slider, and it keeps it from puffing up when it's cooking. So it's going to kind of keep it flat, that it's going to, just cook better. So that's a trick. And it's funny because like I had seen this on here and I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. I was watching Food Network then shortly after we got this, and one of the chefs did the same. They're like, always take your thumb and put a little dimple in the center of your burger. And I'm like, oh, wow, who knew? Pampered Chef did. So, so I did like that. Okay, so I always like to, this is silicone, so like you can kind of push the burger out, but I do find it does better if I give it a little spray of oil. So that the burgers don't stick. So I'm going to use our kitchen spritzer. Pampered Chef has had a couple of these over the years, and I'll be honest, they've kind of stopped working over time. This one I've had, I can't remember when we introduced this one, I think like 2 or 3 years, and it's still working beautifully. So I'm like super happy with this. What you do is you can put any kind of oil in here, and then you pump it until it builds pressure until you can't pump it anymore. And then you spray, and you get this really nice aerosol spray without it being an aerosol. And then the trick is when you're done, you want to, did you hear that? There's like a little, you want to just open this up to release the pressure. That way the oil doesn't stay here in the head. It falls back down in the bottle, and it doesn't get all gunky and yucky. Otherwise, eventually it kind of streams. It doesn't spray nicely. You're just going to get a stream of oil. So always release the pressure afterwards. And then I'm going to take one of our scoops. We have 4 sizes of these. Do you have any of these, Cherie?
I have all of them.
Okay. Do you have even the big one? The biggest one?
Well,
So
you know
this
what? That looks bigger than what I have.
Yeah, so this one was just introduced like 6 months ago, maybe a year ago. It's the extra large, and it's 1/4 cup. So the other ones, the small one is 1 tablespoon. The medium is 2 tablespoons. The large is 3 tablespoons. And then this would be 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup. So nice and big.
Is it marked on them?
Pardon me?
Somewhere? Is it marked on them somewhere? Because I was trying to look.
There is. It's kind of something that I know from my food service days. This one doesn't have it. On the little scraper bar, so the way this works is when you squeeze the handle, this little bar scrapes everything out. And on the bar is a little number, and the others have a number. This one does not. So if it has a number, you have one of the other ones. And that number is just how many ounces it has. So
that's what I was trying to figure out if I had the largest one yet. But I use the largest one that I have when I'm making my cupcakes.
Yes.
And I just use 1 scoop.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. 1 scoop for the large is perfect for like a muffin pan if you're doing muffins, cupcakes. If you have like a mini muffin pan or you have the brownie bite pan, then the smallest one is perfect for that. So they're great for portioning whatever, cookies or baked goods or whatever, or meatballs or or anything like that. So anyway, so we want about 1/2 cup in here. So I'm going to take 2 scoops and put this in here. Actually, we need a little bit more. I'm going to make some big burgers here. That might be too much, but we're going to do 3 scoops. And then we're going to take this, kind of give it a little smush, and that's going to get everything all nice and even in there. Look at that. How perfect is that? And then out it comes. And so I'm going to go ahead and pre-portion all my burgers. And then from there, if you're a meal prepper, you could freeze these and just pull them out anytime you're ready. Or we have a number of different tools. I'm not going to go into anything else. I want to keep the demo fairly short for you tonight, but you could use the Deluxe electric grill and griddle, and you could go ahead and grill your burgers inside, or you can take them out to your grill. Or we also have really nice really nice cast iron pieces. And I think cast iron makes some really nice burgers too. One is a grill pan, so it has those grill marks so that you can even get that with your burgers, even if you're inside. So anyway, so that is this recipe. Once you cook it, to finish it off, you're going to put a slice of mozzarella or provolone cheese on there, or even Munster cheese, any of those good mild Italian ones, and a little bit of marinara sauce, and put that in your bun, and you're ready to go. So anyway, so I have a
Yeah.
picture of this recipe is already in the party. I will go ahead and post the recipe tomorrow so that you guys can make this. And I will also have the replay as well. So anyway, so
Awesome.
appreciate you joining. Do you have any questions or even any? I'm in my kitchen, so I have like the entire catalog at my fingertips. Is there a tool that you might be curious about that you'd like to see that I can, pull out and show you a quick little demo?
Um, when you were doing something, there was something I was thinking about, but now I like totally forgot.
Oh no.
I know, because I was thinking about the new tools
Yeah, and I have the new ones right here on the counter next to me. So if
because I was watching your demo. Oh, can you? Because I could go back and watch it
yeah, no,
again
I'll
because
pull it up.
did your live. I joined in
Great.
a few minutes late on your live one
Oh, that's fine.
at 4.
Yeah.
And that knife,
Yes.
with
Oh,
the herb knife.
yes. Let me show you. I have it right here. So back
Yeah.
to that parsley we were talking about, had I had the fresh parsley. So the way this works, so it's a nylon knife, as you heard me say, that you can, cut on. If you have like non-stick surfaces, it's not going to damage it. If you have like a pretty serving piece of wood that you don't want to damage, so you can just use it as a regular knife. But then these holes are for your herbs. And I've got some cilantro. Let me go grab that real quick and I'll give you
Okay.
a little demo. So let me just look.
Awesome.
This is what's good being in my kitchen. I can just pull something out and show you.
Yes.
Okay, so cilantro. So here's it's like a really big sprig of cilantro. Okay, so you got your cilantro and you kind of find the hole that's going to meet up the best. So there we go. And then let me not be over my sink. And then you just pull this through. Let me get this so that you guys can see what we're doing. And you see how it just pulls those herbs right off.
Awesome.
So there you go. And then take your next one. Let's see, that's my stem. That's my stem. This one kind of has like a little skinnier stem than the first one I did. So I'm going to just put it in a different hole, the skinnier hole. There we go. And again, you can get going pretty fast with this one. Did you see how fast I did that one?
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. It's so funny. The other night I was doing cilantro for a recipe and I ended up doing like twice as much as I needed because I was like getting carried away. It was like so fast to do. I was like, oh, look at me. So yeah, so that's it. And so just like that, I mean, here's all this cilantro that just comes right off. So hope you guys can tip that down just a little bit, but it comes off of there so beautifully.
Wonderful.
Good. Yes. And any of the new products you guys are now ordering from the current catalog, which is the spring summer catalog, which we just introduced March 1st and has a whole bunch of tools in new tools in there. And all of that is available through your party right now. So.
Cool.
Okay. Anything else I can show you or answer for you?
I think I'm good right now.
Good. Well, good. Well, I appreciate you joining me. Just
Yep.
as a reminder for everybody who's watching the replay, there are specials going on this month with the party. With a $90 order, you guys get a free gift, and with a $150 order, you get free shipping. If you click into the little content box that says March specials, that's where you'll see what those free gifts are and all that stuff that is involved there. So be sure to check that out. And if you want to be like Cherie, she is going to be joining us as a new consultant here.
I am.
We do have kits that are available this month for just $25. I know Cherie's looking to get the big kit with the griddle in it, but so we have a number of different kits with different tools in them at different price ranges. But if you're looking for an opportunity like this and just really don't have any extra money to get started, but want to get started, we have this $25 kit this month. So, and that's also in those March deals. All the specials are there. So
Wonderful.
hey, good. Well, watch for the replay. Let your friends know what we did and that they need to watch it, and then just enjoy the rest of the party. And if anybody has questions or need me, you can text me, comment on anything, and I'll be back in touch with you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. It was good to see you. Thanks for
You
joining.
too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.